Yes, we are live. This is the Woman Podcast. We are finally back. Yes, we're back where we belong. This is the one, yours truly, right here live on the Woman Podcast YouTube channel. We will be posting in all the social media platforms as well. Great to be back. We are back and we are going to be bringing amazing stuff and collaborations, advertisers, lots of exciting programs, live exciting interviews. We went for a little short away for a few weeks. It felt a bit longer than that, but I did have a program a couple of weeks ago on there. But we are back now, and yes, we haven't had any live interviews, but we will be having them very very shortly. We will be having live interviews, and they will be booked, and we will bring you news about that this coming week, this week, starting from Monday onwards. So stay tuned. Lots of exciting programs coming up. This is the Woman Podcast news. What's happening? As if you're new to the Woman Podcast channel, then basically we promote female talent in music, in writing books, and I've got lots of emails to respond to regarding new talented female artists and authors, and I need to book them in. So apologies for not getting in touch, but it was a little away from the channel while I was doing other things. Now I'm back on, and it's great to be back on the channel. Hope you guys are well and keeping everyone well together. And please still be careful wherever you are. Hope you, if whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. I've just done some exercise, and my arms are feeling a little bit heavy, in a good way. But yeah, trying to stay fit, and that's the best way I think to get through this. And still, COVID-19 is still with us, so please be careful and follow all precautions, government precautions. And even if everything is no precautions, still wear the mask where it's possible, and still be careful and keep the distance going, because one still needs to be careful not to get the COVID-19. While I have a little sip of the protein shake, Jamie, that's nice. And yeah, so if you want to advertise with us, sponsor with us, you know what it is. Talent Spotlight 309 at gmail.com. And if you want to get a live interview, you want to be featured, you want to collaborate, Talent Spotlight 309 at gmail.com. We will give information about the social media channels later on today. And if you are on LinkedIn, then you will see a link about this podcast on there as well. So get viewed on there if you're on LinkedIn. On there, I need to be more on LinkedIn, to be honest. I'm not on it as much as I could be, but I will be soon. You will see me on there today as well, and also information about that. Get onto the LinkedIn, also Facebook, obviously, and Twitter. You'll see information about this. If you're on any of these platforms, and I need to use more of Instagram as well. That's my social media scores for you. Not great, but looking to improve. So so the main thing is obviously we all know, unfortunately, the Queen passed away. Condolences to her family, all of her family, her relatives, everyone. Rest in peace, the Queen. And our thoughts are with them at this very difficult time. Passing away is very difficult for any family, whether you support the monarchy or you don't support it. I mean, this, like a lot of people have said, either you support them or you don't support them, but either way, one needs to be sympathetic about someone passing away. And today, King Charles has become the new king. So many, many congrats to him. And there will be a public bank holiday on Monday, the 19th, for the Queen's funeral. And as we are talking about the Queen, here is the first headline. The Queen and her relationship with other royal women. Now, how was her relationship with other royal women? Let's take a look. courtesy of SkyNews.com. Megan Baines was a very, very talented news reporter. You can get her on news reporter at Meg Baines. A very, very, very interesting and very nice article by her. Reigning for the more than 70 years, living and working in a man's world, the Queen was known for her strong relationship with other women in the royal family. She knew only three female prime ministers. Everyone was a man. All the ministers, all the advisors, all courtiers, everyone. It was a very traditional upper class world. Royal historian Professor Kate Williams told Sky News. Excuse me a second, just a little sip. Many of them were very sexist towards her, but many treated her like that she was a child, even though she was a married mother. I do think it's a striving how many strong relationships the Queen had with women. The royal historian added. The Queen did have a particular sympathy with women because she really did live in a complete man's world. She did have a single female colleague. Born at a time when only some women had the right to vote, she saw women's rights change dramatically through her lifetime. In 1955, her younger sister was not allowed to marry a divorced man. But 63 years later, her grandchild, Prince Harry, married a divorcee in a grand separation at Windsor Castle. She was someone who strongly believed in equal opportunity and that women should be able to do what men can do. Said Professor Williams, these are the women who Her Majesty was influenced by and who she in turn championed. Queen Mary, her grandmother, is seen as one of the women who influenced Queen Elizabeth II the most. And in 1976, nicknamed the Year of the Three Kings, Elizabeth was thrown into a completely different life following the death of her grandfather, the abdication of her uncle, and the subsequent crowning of her father, King George V. At the father's coronation, Prince Elizabeth sat next to her grandmother. This is not particular protocol, but Queen Mary gives Elizabeth some direct guidance in the ceremony as well. And it was Queen Mary who encouraged young Princess Elizabeth to pursue more education, feeling that girls, including the heir to the throne, weren't taught enough. Princess Margaret was just 6 years when her uncle abdicated, changing the life of her family forever. It is reported when she heard about this, she turned to her older sister and said, "Does this mean you're going to be the queen now?" And the royal princess, the queen's second child, and her only daughter Anne was someone the queen could rely on due to her social duties. And not Anne was just 3 when her mother became monarch, and so the queen was not around for much of her early years. He was often dubbed the most hardworking member of the royal family, carrying out more public affairs than any royal family. Obviously, Diana is the one who arguably impacted the Queen's reign the most. At her death, the Queen initially decided not to return to amid outpouring of public grief caused a dip in the monarch's popularity and crisis. However, the Queen had improved her marriage to her older son and were dubbed at the time of the wedding of the century with an audience worldwide estimated in the hundreds of millions. And we all know what happened after that. Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, the Queen had perhaps the most transformative relationship with Camilla. In 2000, she reportedly refused to be introduced to her son's former mistress. But by 2022, she had given the ultimate sign of approval, her consent for the Duchess to be known as Queen's consort. And the Queen had a good relationship with Kate, her granddaughter-in-law, and sees her supporting William and getting on with the duties. Prince Harry and the Queen had a very close bond, so the monarch was delighted when she found a wife from Meghan and started a family. And there you have it. I won't be reading it all because it's very, very long, but you know what I mean. So that's basically the Queen and her relationship with other women. Here are the other top 2 headlines of the Saturday weekend. Iran condemns 2 women to death, and how the man in black was exposed by the Russian women. So Iran condemns two women to death, first of all. So what is this all about? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Courtesy of theguardian.com. There was an outcry over a show trial which follows Zara Siddiqui Hamidani, hopefully I've pronounced it right, I apologize if I haven't, talking to BBC about abuse of gay people in Iran Kurdish region. Two women have been condemned to death in Iran because of the links to the LGBT community. On social media, human rights groups have reported. Now, Zara Siddiqui Hamidani, 31, and Elam Showed about 24 were found guilty of a number of charges by a court in Urmia in the Iranian province of West Azerbaijan on 1st September, but the details of the sentences only emerged this week. According to Hangawa, a Kurdish human rights group, Siddiqui Medani and Shodar were found guilty of corruption on earth for promoting homosexuality, promoting Christianity, and communicating with the media opposing the Islamic Republic. They were also found guilty of sex trafficking. A judgment activists say is fabricated. Homosexuality is illegal in Iran and punishable by death under the Sharia penal code. Sadiqi Hamidani were arrested in Iran in October 2021 as she was trying to cross the border to Turkey, where she was hoping to claim asylum. In May, that she appeared in a documentary for the BBC Persian service. After the document was aired in May, Siddiqui Hamidani was detained for 21 days by ASIH, the intelligence and security agency of the Kurdistan regional government. She was subjected to torture, including beatings, electric shocks, and prolonged solitary confinement. But before she attempted to cross the border between Iran and Turkey, Siddiqui Hamidani sent a video message to Six-Rang, an Iranian lesbian network based in Germany, to be published in case of her arrest. I may be arrested at any moment because they have all the information about me. My life is in danger, real danger. I said, a visible distress. Siddiqui Hamidani, if I don't arrive in Turkey, it is clear what happened. And and that is so you know what the score is. You know how we feel on the Woman Podcast about the LGBT community. We fully support them, and we believe everyone else should support them as well. It's a very, very sad thing what's happening in Iran. You know, you can see what century these guys live in. It's very sad, and we're hoping that changes, but it's just it's not being negative or anything. But Iran is a country where I just cannot see them making it legal for LGBT community. Now we know, obviously, in India it has been, which is fantastic. Obviously, it's not fully, but at least it's a start. At least they have more rights, and at least um, they can have LGBT community can have a relationship and do the normal stuff. So in that way, it is good. But obviously, a lot more needs to be done. But in Asian countries, in any country, at least it's not illegal anymore. I mean, that's a good thing. But yeah, it's not a nice thing what's happening, and our thoughts are with them, both of them. And on to the next news about how this man in black was exposed by the Russian women. Now, so let's see exactly. Reported by Jake Chachi and Victoria Aklian on BBC Record UK. A Russian police officer takeaway food order was the breakthrough clue, which helped a group of women who had been terrorized by him reveal his true identity for the first time. A busy investigation tells the story of how they tracked him down. The woman, mostly aged between 19 and 25, had attempted a rally in Moscow in March against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They were quickly rounded up by officers and put in the back of a police van. Most of them didn't know each other, but despite the circumstances, the atmosphere was upbeat. They even set up a Telegram group chat as they would travel across the city to Bativo police station. What happened next was far worse than they anticipated. Over the next 6 hours, they suffered verbal physical abuse that in some cases are now amounted to torture. One woman says she was reportedly starved of oxygen when a plastic bag was put over her head. The abuse was carried out by the same unnamed plainclothes officer, tall, athletic, dressed in a black polo neck. In their group chat, they gave him the nickname the Man in Black. Two of the women, Marina and Alexandra, secretly recorded audio on the phones. In one, officer can be heard shouting about his total impunity. But if his aim was to intimidate them into silence, he would fail. After they released, the woman discussed on the Telegram group how they could work out who he was. If we just kept on living like it didn't happen, if we just published the recording and let it low, most likely they would think they can do it again and that they would be completely unpunished, says 22-year-old student Marina. His image was seared in their memories, but they could not find no sign of him on police websites. With no name to go on social media was a dead end. After more than a fortnight of searching, we were close to giving up. And the women had a breakthrough. In late March, there was a massive data leak from the popular Russian food delivery app Yandex Food. The group had an idea. They began raking through the data to see if there had been any orders on Bativo police station over the past year. They discovered they had by 9 different customers. Could one of them had been the Man in Black? Most of the Yandex data only included first names and a phone number. The group of women used this to find several social media profiles for staff at the police station, but no photo resembled their interrogator. Finally, they came to one of the last names on the list, even a popular Russian name. So one of the most difficult to pin down. Evan's phone number, however, did reveal a trail online 6 classified adverts from the Russian training website avito.ru, but most of the adverts only gave them the information they already knew, a first name. One, however, for a Skoda rapid car sold 10 minutes drive from Brativo police station post in 2018, including the seller's full name as Ivan Ryabov. With a surname, they could search for a picture almost within 19-year-old until they came across one she recognized. I started crying. I could not believe it that I managed to do it. She sent the picture to Marina, Alexander, and others in the Telegram group who agreed they have found their Man in Black. They hope this will finally prompt the authority to open a criminal investigation. So for 40 minutes, Marina said she was shouted at and kicked by Ryabov, a pistol in her face. He threatened to kill her himself, adding, and then they'll give me a bonus for it as well. So there you have it. That's news about him. So this is the guy again who did that. Absolutely. Can you believe it? Saying he's a police officer and acting like a thug. Unbelievable. Absolutely shocking. I feel for those girls. Absolutely. It should never have happened. When you are a public servant, when you're a police officer, you should not be doing this kind of stuff. Absolutely dreadful, disgusting. Should never happen to them. But hats off to them for being able to find information and get him caught. Well done. We will be catching up on this later on down the line for sure and posting it only on here. This and so much more. Don't forget to subscribe to the video, and I will be back tomorrow with some more programs. details on live interview, female interviews, artist interviews, and so much more. This is the Woman Podcast, only on the YouTube channel. We will be posting links on LinkedIn if you're on there, on Twitter, on Facebook, you name it. We will be on posting everywhere. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic Saturday. If you want to get in touch with us, you can on Facebook and Twitter, and you know where we are. Facebook Woman Talent Podcast page, and Twitter is at Lovelight. I'm on LinkedIn as well. Just type in my full name, you will find me. But on there, so if you want, like I said, if you want to sponsor and advertise your brand and get it everywhere else and support the female talent, which we are promoting across the globe, everywhere, then get in touch, transpala309@gmail.com, and we will promote you on the Woman Podcast and all our social media channels. If you want to co-present, if you want to collaborate and anything else, get in touch, transpala309@gmail.com. If you want a booking and you want to get a talented singer, get in touch with Kirsty Krause at contact@kirstykrause.com. She is a friend of mine, a very talented country music singer, very talented. And she's appeared a couple of times here on the podcast. She will be appearing very soon again. Thank you very much for watching. I will leave you with this, and I will be back tomorrow. Have a nice Saturday. Take care and look after everyone.